In the past couple of weeks, many of you will have noticed that the energies are feeling quite messy, quite chaotic. And so in this video, we are going to be looking at energy cleansing and the day-to-day activities that we can actually do to clean up those energies, and in doing so, clean up that mess, that chaos. So without further ado, let's get into it. Hi and welcome to Outlaw Door. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Claire Attio. For those that are returning subscribers, thank you. And as I said, we're going to be looking at energetic cleanup, energetic cleansing, clearing, cleaning our energetic fields. We've got a lot of solar energy coming in that is also adding to the mix of that chaos and that mess and that, because sometimes we are all experiencing a little bit of or a little bit of lethargy or a little bit of anxiety. The energies are vibrating, and so that is creating that friction within us, and it's not comfortable. Let's be honest, it's not comfortable, and so let's do things to help ourselves. Now, I have done a video on solar flares. You did that back last year. You can go and watch that. There's some things in there you can actually do to help alleviate some of the symptoms from the solar flare sickness. In this episode, I want to deal with the actual energy cleansing. Now, there are many. If energy is vibration, everything is vibration. The cosmos works with vibration, resonance, frequencies. And so we want to harmonize them. We want to enhance them in positivity, in peace. We want to be able to just bring a nice ebb and flow rather than peaks and troughs. We just want to be able to just create that little ripple as we move along through life. And there are lots and lots of things we can actually do from that. There are lots and lots of chants that we can use. Many of them on YouTube, depending on what avenue your spirituality has you going down at the moment, is to what chant modality you would want to use and the types of chants you want to use. There are many in shamanism, for instance. We use a drum. The drum represents the heartbeat of the earth, and so by drumming we create and feel the resonance of that beat, and we're grounding ourselves whilst changing the brain waves. We're moving into the theta state so that we can access higher knowledge. But even if you are just not wanting to do that and you're just wanting to feel more grounded, you can actually talk with your drum. You can actually say, okay, this is what I want to be doing with you today. Is that okay? It will work with you. You can bring those energies in. One that I use, this is a healing one, but not all rattles are healing, but I use this as a healing rattle. And when I'm clearing energies, when I'm working with clients and I'm clearing energies to break up the energy within the clinic room, is I will create a resonance that breaks those heavy energies that have been released up. And then I will open windows, then I will smudge, or I will use some sound therapy. We've got the arms. The arms can break up. The energies and clear the energies for us. The bowl, just by hitting the bowl, can we change the frequency of the room? And I talked just quickly about smudging. Now, obviously, if you're in a workspace environment, if you're working in clinics and if you're working with clients, because we have to remember everything is energy. There is a lot of chaos out there at the moment. There is a lot of messy energy because a lot's being brought to the surface to be cleared, to be cleaned. Even those people that aren't on a spiritual journey, this is occurring within them, and a lot of the time they don't know what's occurring within them, and so they're being reactive rather than responsive, and in that reaction it's spilling out everywhere over other people. And if you work in the public sector, that is going to be spilling out onto you. And if you've got a sensitivity, and especially if you're empath, because an empath, when they're still on their healing journey, when they're in the throes or the beginnings of their healing journey, we have a tendency, because we don't fully understand what we're doing, is we absorb that and then we make it ours. This is why it can be quite a hard path to walk if you're empath, because you would have learned at a very early age to modify your behavior and unfortunately you will have a negative pattern of belief that it is your responsibility to harmonize the energies, to modify your behavior, to create a safe space, one for yourself and one for others. It's a conditioning behavior. Now, that is my belief. Other people won't resonate with that, and that is absolutely fine. What resonate, as always, take from these videos what resonates, leave what doesn't. But if you're working in the public sector and you do have a sensitivity to the energies, and with all these messy energies that are here, all these chaotic energies that are here, all the solar flares that are occurring, and the astrological energies that are with us, that are bringing up all the ish from the deep depths of our psyches, so light can be brought to it. If you think of the lily grows in the muck, in the mire, and then it works its way towards the light before it blossoms. And this is what's going on at the moment. But there's a lot of muck there. And so what we want to do is we want to harmonize our surroundings so that we are best able to deal with that, so that we don't get sent into overwhelm. Because when we go into overwhelm, that's when we start to procrastinate and we don't actually do the work that is needed. We don't feel inclined, because we've gone into overwhelm, to be introspective, to have a positive mindset, to do what we know needs to be done. We will divert our attention and we will put that in a box over there, and so over there it stays in the box. It doesn't get looked at, it doesn't get healed. It's enough to say that when we're dealing with our own ish, that has the potential to put us into overwhelm. When we then work in, as I said, the public sector, and we are taking in other people's energies, or other people's energies are sticking to us because we're not cleaning and clearing our energetic field, even when we've learned enough to put those barriers up and those boundaries up to stop absorbing, that doesn't mean that it doesn't still stick. We still have the responsibility of cleaning our energetic fields. Now, I've showed you some of the sound modalities. We've talked about mantra, qigong, and It's other affiliated, and there's lots of them. It's really good. The movements within Qigong allow us and help us to clean the energies. I know when I learnt Qigong on the beach in Spain, which was absolutely phenomenal, I have to tell you, early in the morning with the sun rising and the sea lapping at the shore was just fantastic. If you have the opportunity to do that, do it. It is well worth getting up early. But even if you're just out in nature, even if you're facing a tree, which is also a wonderful way of doing it, is using the energies of a particular tree and doing the movements. And it's absolutely beautiful. And what we're doing is we're bringing down the heaven into our energetic body. We're bringing up the earth into our energetic body. And there are certain movements. You do need to take a class if you don't know Qigong. There are certain movements that allow you to push negative energies out, and there are also sounds, vocal sounds within the movements that allows you to clear vital organs in your body. So not only are you clearing out your energetic field, but you're clearing out your physical field as well. That is why Qigong is absolutely magical, wonderful, and I personally advocate it. So many aches and pains and different niggling, I'm not going to say negative, but niggling aspects within you clear up by using Qigong on a regular basis. It is really very powerful. There are lots and lots. So you've got Qigong, you've got Tai Chi, there are so many out there. Choose one that resonates with you. Allow yourself to be guided by your spirit team. They know what your past life experiences would have been. Even if you've not done past life and you've not seen what your past life experience is, even if you've not tapped into that, trust that your guides know. Let them guide you. Whatever you get inspired by are the right things for you. The one thing I like in Qigong, when you've finished and you've cleaned and cleared and you've pulled all that good, nourishing energy from heaven and from earth into your body, you actually zip yourself up. So you take it from your belly button up and round the back, and again from your tail end, from your tailbone down and back up the front to your belly button. So you're zipping yourself into an energetic suit. Smudging we've talked about. If you're in a clinic, a beautiful way of clearing your space, very simple way of clearing your space in between clients. So if you're working in the health profession or you're working in psychology or any kind of clinic setting where people are actually coming to you because they're in difficulty, because they are hurting, whether that be physical, emotional, mental pain, a really good way of cleaning the room without smoking it out, which obviously you're not allowed to do legally because of health and safety reasons, is to clap your hands. Clap your hands. The vibrations from that will break up the energies of the old. And clap your hands, setting the intention to clean the room. You can also visualize, if you work with deities or ascended masters, or you have a particular spirit guide that is great at cleansing. When you clap your hands, bring them in. You can possibly use these tools that I kind of demonstrated to you. This one is a lovely one. You can kind of put this non-committally in your office drawer, and every time a client leaves and before the next one walks in, let's see if I can get that. And you can do that very quickly to clean the space. Try and keep the window open. Obviously, again, because you're working with clients, very often that window will need to be closed so that there is extra confidentiality. You create a closed space, but there is nothing stopping you opening that window as they're putting on their coats or they're getting themselves prepared to leave. You can open the window, and then before the next one comes in, you can close it again. One thing that I always use and love to use is, yes, I do at the beginning of a clinic day, is I will deeply cleanse through smudging, through chanting, through setting intentions for that space. I'm lucky enough that I can smudge because I don't work in a clinic setting, a traditional clinic setting, and so I'm not going to set off fire alarms or anything. You do need to be mindful of that. You do need to be mindful of the regulations of the setting that you're working in. The other thing that I actually do is I have a humidifier, and I use essential oils that are known. Their known properties are for cleansing. So I actually very often use a Palo Santo essential oil. Now, do your research when it comes to Palo Santo, because spirituality has become so popular. Palo Santo is it comes from a very old ancient tree, and unfortunately it's not been responsibly harvested. And so please, I implore you, if you're going to buy Palo Santo, buy responsibly sourced Palo Santo. Check your sources. Don't just go onto Amazon and order it. Crystals are another beautiful one for keeping the space clean and keeping yourself clean. I never work without having black obsidian on my person somewhere. Even sometimes it's even been known to be in my bra just so that it is close to me. I keep that. Now, a lot of people don't like working with black obsidian because of its reflective properties, and they find it quite harsh. That I understand. There are many black tourmaline also is really good for breaking up negativity. There are many crystals out there. See what resonates with you. When it comes to yourself, when it comes to finishing your day, one, clean your room, clean those energies out. Use whatever it is that you are creating. So whether it's just clapping and setting that intention, go into every corner. If you can smudge, fantastic. But if you can't, use a bell, use something that is going to break up those energies, and it's going to bring some high vibrations in. Open that window, usher out the old, close the window, and go round again, setting the intention to keep the room harmonized, to keep the room in good vibes. Obviously, between clients, we wash our hands. I say obviously, after the whole COVID thing, I do wonder these days, but hey, that's another story. But after each client, we should be washing our hands. Before you leave to go home, wash your hands. And the other thing that I like to do, and I actually had a conversation about this morning, knowing that I was going to do this video, which was really synchronistic, was a little bit of salt, and wash your hands in salt, Himalayan salt. When I lived in Spain, struggled because I didn't have a bath and I only had a shower, and I was like, right, okay, how can I do a Himalayan salt bath to cleanse my energy? And I recommend everybody does that weekly, no matter where they work, what they do. I recommend that on a weekly basis. But if you're in the public sector, then I would actually say do it daily. Now, to do it daily the way I was doing it in the shower was really quite abrasive. I had to be very, very gentle with my skin because I used to put it on a little little scrub. I used to put the salt directly onto a little scrub brush and do an exfoliation, and I needed to be very, very careful. Since being back in the UK again, I only shower. I do have a bathtub now, but I think 15 years of only showering. You just get used to it. What I've actually done now that I have found to be working much better is I use a flannel. Now, I think in the States they call them a face cloth. It's just a little toweling square. And what I actually do is I put that into a bowl, and then I pour some Himalayan salt crystals into that, and I pull it up like a little sack. So I pull all the corners in, and then I put an elastic band round. So I've got like a little pom-pom, and I just rub that over my skin with every shower, just to cleanse off. So that's what we can do at home. But before we actually leave the clinic, leave your treatment space, wash your hands, set that intention with the salt, just a little bit of Himalayan salt. When you're out of the building in a space in nature, and there usually is a little grass verge or something in the car park or a tree, there is usually some form of nature, albeit very small, on your way to the car. Take your shoes off and ground yourself. And while you're there, you can either visualize cutting any cords that have been attached and send them back with love. You're continuing the healing when you do that. You send them back with love. So you sever any cords that have become attached throughout the day. You can bring in Archangel Michael if you have an affiliation, if you feel a closeness to him. Even if you don't, if you call upon him, he will come in, he will assist you. And you can use his sword to cut through any cords that have any attachments that have stuck to you. Some people unintentionally hooking cords, especially when you're working in the health profession, especially when you're helping somebody, because normally, because of the work that you're actually doing, you're a light worker, and they're attracted to that light, and they feel safe and they feel secure and they feel lifted during that session. Subconsciously, unknowingly, very often what they can actually do is hook in to that energy, which is why we can often feel very drained at the end of the day. Yes, we have been working hard, but also we have been seeping energy unnecessarily, excessively. They have taken more than their time, taken more than has been given, taken more than what we've been able to pull down through us, because we were pulling down during the session, but in between times, in our coffee break, in our lunch break, all those people, not all of them obviously, but a good few of those people could very well have put an attachment on you, and you're still giving out energy when you're supposed to be recuperating, when you're supposed to be replenishing yourself. And so we can leave our workplace feeling very drained, and so by standing on the grass barefoot, discharging those energies and then pulling up the positive energies of Mother Nature, pulling down the positive energies of the heavens into us, replenishing ourselves and cutting all those cords that have attached. And sometimes you will need to dig out. Sometimes you will have a little ache, and it's very easy before you understand energy to think, oh God, oh, my back hurts a little bit. Very often that is because that is where somebody is hooked in. And when you get used to visualizing, when you get used to regularly cord cutting, you will know what is a an ache and a pain because you've overdone it somewhere. Maybe you lifted a cabinet the night before, or you went to the gym and you overdid it. And when somebody has hooked in, and what you actually do is you cut the cord and you also take the hook out. Sometimes, depending on how deeply that hook was embedded, you may need to sear, in your mind's eye, sear the skin where that hook was once it's been removed, so that it's not an open energetic space. It's not open. You're closing it up. You're searing it closed. A really good thing to do, another good thing to do, is to place energetic clearing around your home and on your doorways and windows. Now, I'm not going to tell you everything I do, because obviously we all do different things in work and we all need different protections. And so there are certain things that I actually do that I won't share because it's private to me. There will be certain things that your guides will guide you to do that will be private to you, and keep them private. But a beautiful one, a really simple one, is the violet flame of Saint Germain, and you can actually put that on your doorway, and you can actually set intentions that only love and light enter your home. And so even on the times, because we're human, let's not forget that we're human, and so we get forgetful. We're human, and so sometimes think, oh, I can't be asked with that, I just want to get home and have a cup of tea. Even if on those occasions what you're actually doing is, because you have set a permanent perimeter around your home and on your entranceways, when you pass through them, the violet flame neutralizes, and so you're still removing those energies. You're not taking them into your home. A lot of cultures will actually take their shoes off outside, and that is because it's a hygiene thing. You could have picked up anything from the streets, walking the streets, but also it's an energetic thing. When you're walking the streets, you're walking in the footsteps of others. It's not barren land. It's not sacred land. It's not been cleaned. It's cleared. It's got everybody's imprint, energetic imprint, and you pick up on your shoes that energetic imprint, and you don't know who's walked down that street before you. It could be a mass murderer, for example. You don't want those chaotic energies in your home, and so that's a lovely thing to do as well. My neighbours look at me very strangely because it doesn't matter what the weather is. Unfortunately, I do not have a porch. And so when I open my front door, I have a little mat, and I only stand on that mat with my shoes on, ever. I don't move. The door's wide open, the mat's there. I stand onto the mat, I take my shoes off. They're off. And then I have a special place that I take my shoes and I spray them. I've got a spray that I've made of natural oils that neutralize. And so I spray the soles of those shoes. So any ick that's stuck on there, even though I pass through. So there's lots and lots of things you can actually do. Now, these are lots and lots of ideas. I'm really very particular about my energetic hygiene because of the work that I do. You may want to do 1, 2, or all of them. Only you can decide what's right for you. But I just wanted to give you some ideas, because when you start cleaning up your energetic body, you start cleaning up your life. You start removing the chaos. You start to bring in harmony, just because the resonance of your energetic frequency is in harmony. I hope that has helped. If it has, or if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments box below. If you've liked the video, press that like. If you've not yet subscribed, then please subscribe. It all helps. The more people that subscribe, the more people actually get to see these videos, the quicker we get to clean up our world and really create some wonderful magic. So take care until the next time. Bye bye.